I want to welcome and congratulate Andrew Yoon and Belinda Buiza and One Acre Fund, the recipient of this year's Hilton Humanitarian Prize. It's got to be an incredible feeling, and we're just delighted to get to spend a few minutes with you to hear how it feels and what you're going to do with the prize money and to learn a little bit more about One Acre Fund. Maybe I can just start with you, Andrew. Tell us about what it was like to get this news. How does it feel to be the recipient of the Hilton Humanitarian Prize?
Feels pretty terrific. This is really an outstanding time for smallholder farmers to be on the world stage. Farmers are the most climate affected profession in the world. Their income and livelihood depends on the consistency of their weather. And yet they're also being mostly ignored in the climate dialogue. One Acre Fund proudly represents 4 million hardworking farm families in sub-Saharan Africa. And this is a moment for all of us to speak with one voice. There are many practical, scalable ways that farmers on the continent can adapt to a changing climate. We just need more allies. And so this prize is a really wonderful moment to kind of help contribute to that winning coalition. We want to do our part. And we just think it's just like a wonderful highlighting of the farmer that we serve.
Yeah, the prize does help to kind of focus global attention, and farmers, as you say, maybe don't get the attention that they deserve. And now that you've won the Hilton Humanitarian Prize, maybe that will change. The two of you are in Rwanda. Andrew, you're the CEO and a co-founder of the organization, and Belinda, you're the country director for One Acre Fund in Rwanda. I'd love to get your take, Belinda, on how it feels to have won this prize.
Yeah, thanks, Raj. It's very humbling to win this award. It's a testament to the hard work of thousands of colleagues across the countries of operation. Most importantly, this draws attention to the most hardworking people on the planet, smallholder farmers. The One Acre Fund program focuses on increasing farm productivity, improving soil health, and building farmer resilience to climate shocks. So we hope that this recognition can crowd in more support and partnerships to ensure our growing population is food secure, healthy, and resilient.
Belinda, I know you've got a background in finance, and I think often when people hear about food insecurity and the challenges in places like East Africa and Rwanda, they think about food provision to people. And you're thinking in somewhat different terms at One Acre Fund. You talk about return on investment. You talk about investing in farmers. Maybe you could say a word about the model that One Acre Fund brings and what makes that a bit unique.
Yeah. One Acre Fund Rwanda serves more than 750,000 farmers in our core program. It also serves nearly every farmer in the country through partnerships. The large majority of farmers in Rwanda are subsistence farmers. And so our core program really is the model to improve farm productivity. So simple solutions for farmers to increase their yields. And we've seen that farmers in our program compared to other non-One Acre Fund farmers yield more than 30% more in the first year they join the program, and even more in years that follow. So it's a very impactful program.
Yeah, I guess your program in Rwanda is one of the largest and one of the oldest at One Acre Fund. But One Acre Fund is maybe still at the beginning of its journey, even though you've been around 2 decades now. And this prize, I hope, helps you to take the organization forward for the next couple of decades. Andrew, just as we wrap up here, maybe you can give the listeners some sense of where One Acre Fund is heading as an organization.
We have very big dreams. And so we estimate in sub-Saharan Africa, there are about 50 million smallholder crop farmers who could really benefit from services from us and the partners that we work with. And so there's an amazing concentration of those farmers. We're deployed right now in 9 countries throughout sub-Saharan Africa that hold 2/3 of those farmers. So our goal by 2030 is to reach about 10 million families per year in both our core program, but especially through partnerships with private sector and government partners. So we want to directly provide farm services, farm inputs, and training to farm families, and also take components of that and kind of help plug them into other networks. And if we can reach kind of those 10 million families by 2030, that'll be a really good start to have, these kind of life-improving networks spreading to approximately 20% of African smallholder crop farmers in that year. So we have big dreams and lots of work left to do. And so this is just a powerful inflection moment where we are considered sometimes as to be a large organization, but we really see ourselves as just getting started, and we really want to dream big for the farmer.
I'm joined by Peter Lawharn, who is the CEO of the Conrad N. Hilton Foundation, which brings us this prize every year. It's the world's largest humanitarian prize. Nice to see you, Peter.
Thanks, Raj. Terrific to be here. And as you say, this is one of my favorite days of the year.
Peter, one of the things that I find fascinating about One Acre Fund is that they have a kind of a social enterprise model. They're not simply providing food, as you might have expected a humanitarian organization to do. They're actually helping farmers to invest in their own farms and to become more productive. Maybe you can say a word about why that model is particularly attractive at this moment of such severe food insecurity.
It's a fascinating question, Raj, and I think a really critical one. The One Acre Fund often makes the point that farmers should not be going hungry. Farmers should be feeding others, and of course feeding themselves. And it is an anomaly in the 21st century that farmers are going hungry. And it's a condition primarily in Africa that is addressable through, as you say, social enterprise and adept use of market tools and forces, financing, inputs, tools, training. So I think it's very deliberately not a handout, but a building up of a very important part of the fabric and productivity of the African continent. And, I think the growth curve that we've seen with them is breathtaking. They started in the mid-2000s helping 40 families in Western Kenya. And today, they're helping a network of 4 million farmers, smallholder farmer families across 9 countries. Now, if you look at the fact that there are 50 million smallholder families in Africa, they've actually made a large part of the journey of solving the entire problem themselves. And this is what excites us about not only the path behind them, but the path in front of them and what gives it such promise. Now, it is a difficult year. As you know, the price of fertilizer has increased, partly because of the war in Ukraine. Climate is a great preoccupation for farmers. They're among the people on the planet who are the most affected by it. But I think we have a proven method of increasing yields, and we have a set of people, both in the organization and those they serve, who are mobilized to seek solutions. And I think it will be a powerful addition to seeking to end hunger, particularly in Africa.
Peter, I find that every year when the Hilton Humanitarian Prize is awarded, you can see in the institution selected a big idea. Somewhere buried inside their important work, there's an idea, maybe even a radical idea. And in this case, for One Acre Fund, it's invest in farmers. And that idea, it couldn't be promoted and presented at a more important moment.
I totally agree with you. The radical idea, no farmer should be hungry. Farmers should be ending hunger. And we know how to do it, and we're on it.
For everyone who's watching, stay tuned on October 26th for the Hilton Humanitarian Prize ceremony, where the prize will be formally awarded to One Acre Fund. And we'll look forward to seeing you there.